Many anime protagonists suffer one major issue, and that is being stuck on a certain level for a very long time before making any sort of progress. They need to learn and adapt to their surroundings and somehow overcome their weakness and fear of being stuck. Once again, I'm back with another topic you all really enjoyed: 10 low-leveled anime but overpowered protagonists. If you're new around here, then please make sure that you subscribe to the channel with the notification icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, that keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video. Starting this list off with a slice of life isekai anime series that is both very relaxing yet very enjoyable to watch on your spare time. Slime 300 is the name of the series. A young girl got isekai to another world where she wished to live a peaceful life as a humble witch on the hill, overseeing a local town, and for starters, she's very weak. The catch is, well, it's primarily within the title of the anime itself. She has been killing the same mob outside of her house, slime monsters, for 300 years to max out her levels completely, and that is a very long time and hours of dedication, essentially now making her very overpowered. Danmachi is one of the best fantasy adventure series with the true meaning behind dungeon exploration. Truth to be told though, the first few seasons are good, but once you get to the 4th season, that's when you witness what Danmachi is meant to be all about. Witness for yourselves a protagonist at the very start, so weak he can't really defend himself and relies on others to save him. Though he does have special talent and also the ability to level up faster than anyone else, earning him the nickname the Little Rookie. Belcranel is he's quite the eager protagonist, wanting to get stronger to protect his friends and family from the nightmares of the dungeon and explore what the labyrinth has to offer him in terms of challenges and also seeking to get stronger. Handyman Saitou in Another World features your average handyman from real life who does handy things for people. But what if that handyman was transferred to another world and somehow ends up being pretty useful in a fantasy world during dungeon exploration for lockpicking as his speciality? This is without a doubt one of the best isekai I've seen in quite a while. Aside from many generic isekai series, this one mixes in a lot of things together, making it very entertaining. Despite Saitou obviously being the weakest member, he can still do something the other members can't, which is picking locks of a treasure chest and rewarding the team for their hard work.
King of Destroy がまとめて破壊してやる。
The world of infinite possibilities. At least that's what the VRMMO game promised with a unique adventure. This here is Infinite Dendrogram. 2043 has arrived with the launch of a VRMMO game called Infinite Dendrogram, which accurately captures the 5 senses to perfection, and the game essentially promised infinite possibilities and routes to players who join. Now, college freshman Reiji bought the game 2 years later to finally play it with his older brother. Together, they form a party and embark on a journey to discover an encounter in this game, game world known for its incredible realism and also infinite possibilities. So I'm a spider, so what? This is a reincarnation storyline of an entire classroom that was transferred to another world, either in the form of a human being or even a mob monster of some sort. One girl, however, she wasn't so lucky. She gets bullied in the real world for her looks because, she looks nerdy, but now she reincarnated as an average spider mob, one of the weakest monsters in the isekai world, and she immediately experiences hardship. She discovers that her new world is essentially quite similar to an RPG video game. She does her best to hunt monsters, level up, and become stronger, all in the hopes of trying to, hopefully, reunite back with her friends somewhere in this world. Maybe along her adventure, she will be granted, you know, a better life. Another isekai in the form of a powerful exorcist, the strongest in the world, who was transported to another world after being betrayed and left to die by his friends. Now, a secret reincarnation technique sent him to a realm where he has absolutely no magic, deeming him very weak. Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist tells the story of a young man reborn into a noble family without magic, and how he still retained all of his exorcist techniques from the previous world despite being at a low level. His summons are so powerful that they do most of the work for him. Monsters that he has captured are now his minions, and he is the overpowered master. Must I also mention that he is more powerful than the hero of the world? Yeah, I'm sure this was meant to be in the first place.
そう前世で最強となった僕なら死人を蘇らせることくらい
If you need something more slice of life with action and fighting, and of course, a concept that is getting quite popular nowadays, Somehow I Got Stronger by Leveling Up My Farm-related skills is just what you need.
それならこれを見ろはあそれがどうした人間の食べ物ごときが
An average weakling farmer managed to get overpowered by simply leveling up his farm-related skills. Using the power of farming and vegetables, he can one-shot dragons by simply throwing a carrot, and has become stronger than the hero of the world. It is so strange yet satisfying seeing someone so puny win fights like this, but he is the protagonist after all, I guess. I really never knew veggies had this much power. Perhaps the message of the show makes you want to eat this stuff and gain power yourself. Truly though, it's not a surprise at this point that in most cases, protagonists think of themselves as the weakest in their village, when in reality, they are actually the most powerful beings capable of destructive damage. Tatoeba Last Dungeon is your typical adventure series of a protagonist oblivious to his own strength. Since he can one-shot enemies with ease most of the times, it's unusual that he doesn't really believe in his own power. The aim is to really just find a dungeon set to contain tough monsters and the greatest treasures or hidden secrets ever seen. And that is why the characters in this show are on the hunt to find it. Now, just before explaining anything, keep in mind that this is heavily a parody series. Anything that looks bad is meant to be bad because it is hilarious to watch. This here is called Working with a God in a Godless World. The protagonist was told to believe in their god before being offered as a sacrifice and thrown into the ocean to drown. Then he was transferred to another world hoping to live his ideal isekai life and be overpowered. Turns out, it's a trash reality where no magic exists and the government that determines whether you get to live or die through execution. The protagonist was among outcasts, and townsfolk, well, they don't really like outcasts, and they believe they are just a waste of space and a waste of life. I just wonder how this new god will shape this world to perfection.
この隔離を抹消する
神話の存在だ
Finally, the ending point has now been reached, and our recommendation to finish this list off is Beast Tamer, the heroic Tamer, part of the Heroes Party, destined to defeat the Demon Lord, but it turns out he was kicked out for being the weakest, useless member. The Beast Tamer is essentially a class for taming monsters and, ordering them to do anything, but in the eyes of the other party members, that's pretty weak, as he can barely attack or be useful to the team. So, it so happens he is quite overpowered. Believe it or not, having managed to tame or, befriend two very powerful familiars by his side of high rank status, now the Beast Tamer is quite unstoppable against monsters and is stronger than the entire Heroes Party combined. You just made it to the end of the video and witnessed 10 low-level but overpowered anime protagonists. If I've managed to leave any anime out in particular that you thought would be great to share on the list, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your very own opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate the feedback. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.